So Animal Well, a game made by Billy Basso, aka Shared Memory, and published by Bigmode, aka Video Game Donkey. I can see why initially it was like the streaming game to play, or rather the game to play on streams, if that makes sense. The thing is with Animal Well, it can be really fun. It's a Metroidvania type game, so you're gonna have the typical tropes of a Metroidvania. It's a big, huge map that interconnects, as well as some areas you're not going to be able to get to immediately, but once you find the right items and such, then you can be able to progress and such. It is a beautiful game. I will tell you that. It is beautiful. A game done by one person that took 7 years to make. It's actually phenomenal. I think it's a great peak. And this is one of those things where I'm glad that this was produced. In fact, I am glad that this was the first game that that Bigmode released. I think one of the major things this is just a nitpick for me. It didn't really have much of a story. It's more of a meditative, type of game. It's more of you're going through and you're exploring and such, and that's kind of the whole point. It's just you're exploring this well that's full of animals, and I think that's kind of cool. The only issue I had was I'm one of those, okay, there's lore. Like, if you place something in front of me at times, what's the story here? Because, not to give too much away, but essentially, there are things you do have to collect in order to further explore the story and such, or explore the game, rather. And you're just wondering, what's up with this? I had no clue who or what I was. I was just like, oh, I guess I'm a blob thing. Okay. But then it kind of made me question, like, what am I? Like, why would I want to do this? Then I know it's probably not like, most games, you get by and there's not really much of a story. But I want to say, even Hollow Knight has a deep lore, and it has its lore, it has its story going on, and there is even a drive for the main character. There's a reason why the main character is going right. You don't initially get it, but you get the idea. Okay, you're just a knight. Okay, you're a knight and you're here to do stuff. Okay, cool. What I like about Metroidvanias is that, like I said before, when you first start out, the basic jump mechanic, you can't really do much. But as you find certain items, you'll be able to progress and you'll be able to grow and such, and you can be able to, transverse into areas with ease over time. And I will say there's a lot of good items in this game. Um, I will just say the game awards you at the end of the game. You get awarded an upgrade of a certain item, and that it's kind of cool. It kind of just threw me off. It was like I had to wait till I beat the game to get this one item. Like, you would think I could have got it early on and such, but whatever. It's fine. Sometimes the game is actually pretty creepy. Like, I knew there was the dog thing, the ghost dog, and then there's also the kangaroo. And there were times even when I went through certain areas, I wasn't expecting something to attack me the way it did. Um, but aside from that, it's yeah. Sometimes it can be creepy. Sometimes it can be very violent in this game. And I will give it that this game, because you don't really have a means to attack, you're more or less using your brain. That's actually rather interesting. That is, everything is a puzzle. Even there are some boss fights, even some of those feel like a puzzle rather than a fight. There's some cool, Easter eggs and such that you can find, and it's pretty okay. I can understand the initial, like, it got high praise and such. And I'm not gonna knock it. I will say, like, yeah, this is a phenomenal first game ever. This is the first game for shared memory, or Billy Basso, and also Bigmode, aka Video Game Ducky. I really do hope to see where else they go with this. Like, I hope to see Bigmode. I hope to see more stuff from them. And I actually just found out that they released another game. It's like Stars of Providence, so I'm kind of interested in that. It's a bullet hell type game, so I'm like, okay, cool. But the other thing is, I actually want to see where Billy Basso goes. I really want to see where Billy Basso goes with this. That I want to know what's the next game he does. And one of the things I really want to see is, like I said, I want to see, like, when you place lore, I want to see a full-on story, because I feel like there is a great story in this game. I feel like this could have been, of course I would have taken like some, extra measures to, write and such, but I think this would have been a great story, and I want to know what he'll do. I can imagine, to be honest, if he went for another Metroidvania game, but this time it had a story to it, like, I think it would actually be phenomenal. His vision, and I do mean that his vision is spectacular. This is definitely a game that is something you've hardly seen before. Yes, if you're familiar with Metroidvania games, that's one thing I will say too. If you're familiar with this, actually, I'm gonna say this. I mean, it could be kind of okay if it was your first. I would not recommend this as your first Metroidvania game. I really would not. I recommend this rather to people who've played Metroidvanias in the past, rather than this being your first game. But anyways, what do you think? Do you think the game, deserved the high praise they got, or do you feel that it's okay? Definitely would say, give it a shot, play it, and have fun. Anyways, guys, have a blessed one. Peace.